One. All right. Welcome. If you are here, we're going to get started shortly because I have a lot to cover. But if you could drop in the chat, introduce yourself, your name, your brand, where you're tuning in from. It's very helpful for me if people are chatting because I don't feel like I'm talking to myself for 45 minutes. So Kevin from Educated Beers in Canada is with us. I see Katrina Henderson, Carla Lindsay. Okay. Lindsay from Center Court, the official Cleveland Cavaliers team shop. Oh, nice. Cool. Carla from Empire. Amazing. Thank you all so much for being here with me today. I'm very, very grateful and how busy everyone is. The fact that you're going to spend some time with me, whether it's for 10, 20, 45 minutes, it's very much appreciated. So we are going to get started. Oh, people are from all over. This is amazing. And let me introduce myself. My name is Maura McMahon. I'm the Senior Marketing Manager here at Shogun. I live just outside of Washington, D.C. You probably know me from the emails that I send you to your inbox. Shogun is a fully remote company. We are located all over the world. Our team members, as well as our customers, as you can see in the chat here, Canada, UK, Arkansas, people are coming in from all over. So I'm really happy you guys could be here. I'm going to cover a couple of ground rules first before we dive into the content. So first and foremost, I will probably repeat this several times. This call will be recorded. It is recording currently, and we will send you a replay after. So if you have to hop, if your internet goes out for whatever reason, you can't hang around, we're going to send it to you. There will be a Q&A at the end if time allows. Again, I want to be very conscious of your time. So we will have a Q&A if time allows. If in the meantime, keep using the chat. So this is really great to see all these people chatting. It helps me. I'm solo today. So again, seeing you all in there is very helpful. Since you're here, I want to make sure I can tailor this content as much as possible to the people who joined us live. So please use the chat during the webinar. I'll answer questions as much as possible. And then also, if you have a specific question about your account, about something that you have questions like specifically that you're trying to do, I'm going to send you to our support team, support@getshogun.com. They are always here for you. They're just, our support team is fantastic. So again, if you have questions on that, I'm going to send you to them. And then finally, I went ahead, but we're going to be talking about our personalization feature today. And you have access to our personalization feature right now. It is not paywalled. It is not for certain tiers. Everybody who has a Shogun account can create a personalization today. So remember that as we're going through. You can start creating and experimenting with this tool immediately. Okay, so we're going to be talking about Black Friday, Cyber Monday. It's coming up. Today is the 28th, so we're 3 months and 1 day out. I can't believe it either, but I really would love to know. So I want to know who started planning their. Oh wait, I sent the wrong poll. Hold on, wrong poll. Let's do this poll. Have you started planning your Black Friday promotions? Okay, you know exactly what you're going to do. Maybe you're working on the details. Maybe it's really far away and you haven't started. That's where I'm at. Let me know. We're going to get a poll and we can all share. No matter where you are in your planning purposes, you're going to be able to pick something up, hopefully, from this that will help you figure it all out. Okay. So it's looking like most of you started to plan, but you're still working on the details. Perfect. That's what we're here for. One of you knows exactly what you're going to do, and I'm very impressed. Like, hats off to whoever you are. You're on the ball. So everyone else, as we're getting ready, we've got plenty of time. So let's get started talking about Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Also, my notes are over here, so if I'm looking that way, it's because that's where my notes are. I'm going to end the poll. Okay, so Black Friday, Cyber Monday, as so many of you know, it's not just about 1 day. You got to plan in advance. It's becoming a season. I think I got my first Black Friday email in October of last year. If that sounds familiar, then yeah, you're not alone if you're getting emails earlier and earlier. And as we build into Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you really want to make sure that your site is ready, that you as a team is ready. I would recommend screenshotting this, grabbing it, taking some notes if you're not already doing these things. My boss told me I didn't need to include this slide. I did anyway, so I'm going to fly through it a little bit till we get to the crux of it. You should always be optimizing your site. Make sure that you're ready. If you're going to put money into ads, if you're going to put time and energy into planning these promotions, you want your site in as best shape as possible. And these are the important things you should be doing. Making sure the speed's right, making sure your mobile experience is amazing, server load capacity, can you handle all the traffic you're going to be sending? I want to call out these last 2 points right now on A/B testing your pages and reviewing your data. A/B testing your pages. Shogun is a very easy to use A/B testing tool, and I highly recommend you take the time, the 3 months and 1 day that we have between now and Black Friday, to test some things if you're not already. A lot of you are already testing things, which is amazing, but if you haven't started, please run some tests. You want to make sure that when you're sending all this traffic, that you know all the details are working and they're all pushing people to sales. So sometimes something as small as moving up a CTA button can have a huge change in how many people are adding to carts they're actually purchasing. Product descriptions are another one. If you have not A/B tested your product descriptions, I highly recommend doing that. So that's my little pitch for A/B testing. Please do it. It's super easy to do with Shogun as well. So my next note is reviewing your data. So we're going to be diving into personalization, and personalization is it really all starts with your audience and understanding who is coming to your site, who's shopping with you. So I'm going to encourage you right now that if you haven't dug into your data, to look at where your traffic is coming from, what your best selling products are, your most visited pages, what days of the week or times of the day people are shopping. Really look at your email list. Is it segmented? Do you have certain categories where you have a list for people who've purchased with you, for add to cart and have not purchased? Start digging into that now, especially if you are one of those people who don't have the details of if you kind of have an idea of what you want to do, but you're not really sure the details. Look to your data, look to your marketing data, and this is going to get a lot easier as when we're planning your personalizations. Okay. We're going to talk about Shogun's personalization tool. Has anyone used the personalization tool? Let me know in the chat if you've if you've published a personalization or have not. We rolled this tool out in January. We originally called it Targeted Experiences, and then we've updated the name. We refer to it as Personalization or Personalized Experiences. So I'm not seeing anyone tell me that they've used it yet. That's okay, because that's what we're here to learn how to use it and learn how to use it to drive more sales. So here's the thing. Personalization is the most powerful tool, one of the most powerful tools you have in your inbox. And it's a little bit, all right, Lindsay says it's a little bit entertaining with the Clivia's tool, but cool. Lindsay, I understand. It's a lot of it starts with a lot of brain power, but really, here's why this is important. Tailored content is where it's at these days. People are expecting experiences that are more relevant to them. I could list a bunch of stats for you. I won't, because it would be boring if I do. But here's the deal. People want to engage with relevant content. They're going to be more likely to purchase. They're going to be more likely to become return purchasers. And they're going to be more likely to share the experience with their friends. The best example I can give of how important relevant content is TikTok. If you've ever used TikTok, you know their algorithm is really tailored to the user. They've gotten really good at figuring out what content people are into, and they will show that in their algorithm. So when TikTok effect is in full force, more people expect personalization. They want to engage with brands who are going to personalize and tailor the content to them. That's why we decided to build this personalization tool. It's easy to use. You do not have to be a developer. You don't have to mess with the code. It's simple. It does it quickly. I'm going to show you how it looks in Shogun now with this little video. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to talk about it afterwards. So first I have to stop sharing because I think I forgot to share the sound. So let me reshare, share sound. Okay. And let me make sure the chat is. So I'm going to press play. It's 45 seconds. Let me know if you can hear it. Our Australian friend did this for us.
Experience in Shogun. From within the visual editor, click the Personalization button to begin creating your personalized experience. Next, we either need to create a new segment or select one we made previously to determine which customer segment should be shown this version of the page. Let's create a new segment to promote our beachwear lineup to customers in Miami. First, select Location, then City from the drop-down and type in Miami. Click Add Variant to create a new page variant. Now we can edit the page to include content specific to our Miami segment. For this example, we'll update the Hero section to feature our beachwear lineup. Once the changes are made, publish the variant. Now customers in Miami will see this version of the page instead of the original. We've now enhanced the shopping experience for our Miami customers by showing them products that are more relevant to them, thanks to the power of Shogun.
Okay. That's what it looks like in Shogun. That is our personalization tool at its base form. You go in, you decide who your audience is, then Shogun automatically duplicates the page, and then you can go to edit the page. So you would have two versions. You would have your original homepage, and then you would have a variant for whatever this audience is. You make whatever changes you want to make, you hit it live. Shogun, then whenever someone in your targeting, in this example, we were targeting people in Miami. So if someone was from Miami, when they went to visit the homepage, they would get an ad for swimwear versus everyone else in the world who they're promoting the wedding guest dress collection. That's what it is at its base. And really, when I talk about personalization as a marketer, I tell you to start thinking about who your audience is, who your best audience is. That's why the data is so important. Know where they're coming from. Know what channels are important to you. Have a clean email list. Have a clean email system. If you can start with the audience and think who shops with me, who shops really well with me, where do they come from? If you can answer those questions, you're going to be able to create personalizations really easily because we have a couple of different ways you can target and you can create these different audience segments. So just a note, like our personalization tool is not one-to-one personalized. It can get very advanced, but what we do is you create a segment. So it's just tailoring the content for a group of people. And we're going to talk today about how you can dig into all those different types of people. In this example that I just showed you all, it was geographically, but here are the other ways you can target. This is going to start playing the video because it always does that. So, targeting options. If you wanted to create a personalization in Shogun, which I hope you do for your Black Friday promotions, you have lots of different targeting options. First, we have our geographic targeting, which is what we showed in the example. You can target by country, by region, by city. You can also target by where traffic is coming from. So whether it's a referring URL, so if you partner with a certain website and they send you a lot of traffic, you can create an experience for people just coming from that traffic. If you use UTM codes, which we'll dive into, you can personalize based on certain UTM codes. URL contains, if someone is coming from like a search query, or if you use a subdomain, you can personalize the experience for that. We also we can recognize returning visitors. There's some limits to that, but we can recognize when someone returns to your site versus if they're new, and you can personalize the experience for people who are returning. Day of the week, time of the day, or specific date. If you wanted to do a daily deal, if you want to do a flash sale, if you want to do something special on a special date, you can create unique experiences for that. And then Klaviyo CDP data. So we're going to dig into all of these as we go. But right off the bat, do you have any questions? Is there anything confusing right now about our personalized experiences, what it does, how it works? Let me know in the chat if all this is clear so far. As a marketer and someone who plans promotions, I really love this tool. And we actually don't use it. Like we don't use our own software because we're not a shopper or a BigCommerce. So I can't use personalization, but it's very fun because it allows you to get creative. All right, everyone seems to understand. All good now. Great. Let's keep going. So I sent an email yesterday. Maybe you got it, maybe you didn't, but I promised to share what you can do with personalization, no matter what you plan. So no matter what promotion you do, this doesn't have to be for Black Friday. If you want to do something special on your site on a certain date, you can use personalization. So what that means is you don't actually have to wait up until midnight to launch a page. I was an e-commerce manager for 5 years. I understand what it's like to have to get a sale page up, to get it live. And sometimes that means waiting until midnight to push it live. Managing flash sales can be a nightmare if you're trying to change it every hour. We made it a lot easier with this specific personalization. So what this does is you can schedule your page to go live in advance. So you could schedule a version of your homepage that promotes your Black Friday sale to go live in advance, and Shogun will automatically show it as soon as the date clicks on. I'm going to show you how to do this. But again, this is like another minute-long video, but we'll walk through it. And then if you have questions, we can talk about it in the chat.
Launching promotions on specific dates is an excellent strategy to keep your store's content dynamic and improve the shopping experience for your customers. With Shogun, scheduling page variations for specific dates is simple and efficient. You can seamlessly create date-targeted promotions in bulk from your existing pages, ensuring your content remains organized and your campaigns run smoothly. Here's how. From within the visual editor, click the Personalization button to start creating your personalized experience. Next, let's create a date segment so that the promotion appears only on the desired date. For example, to display a Black Friday promotion, select Date and set the promotion to go live on November 29th. Then click Add Variant. Now we can edit the page variant to include our Black Friday discounts. For this example, we'll add a new section on the page that highlights our top discounted products. After implementing the changes, we can publish the new variant. When customers visit our store's website on Black Friday, they'll be greeted with a fresh section encouraging them to check out the deals. And with that, our Black Friday sales section is now ready to go live, all without the hassle of creating a new page, thanks to the capabilities of Shogun.
Okay. Yes, Mark. There will be a follow-up email with all the links, all these how-to videos. I will send the replay. I will also send the links to these. These are the only 2 YouTube videos I have in there, but I'll send the links to them as well as the links to our YouTube channel where we have a bunch of like how-tos on like a lot of these different personalization things. So I'll send you all the good links. Don't you worry. But let me know if you guys have questions before I move on. I wasn't actually going to include this, but our success team was having a lot of calls and people were telling them that they really found this helpful. So I wanted to make sure everyone know, like, you can schedule this in advance. It's super easy. It's a Cyber Week is always really busy for everyone. So we want you to be optimizing your time and maximizing the energy that you have. So building something in advance and scheduling it is one way to do it. All right.
Launching promotions on specific days.
Right. I have not figured out how in Zoom to not like automatically play a video, but here we go. So I'm going to dig into 7 ways you can personalize your promotions. And I want to caveat this and kind of explain to you how I set this up because you're here with me live and I want you to get the most out of it. So we have hundreds of thousands of users at Shogun, and they all have different audiences. They all have different products, different verticals, different goals. To make this as usable for people, I kept it a little high level with the hope that we could go into discussions if people have questions. This is what I want you to take away from this, this experience, some ideas. I want your brains to start turning and saying like, oh, I know we use this marketing channel and now there's a way to personalize it. Lots of people just do standard site-wide percent off, which is great for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. But if you can treat certain customers a little better, if you can do a little, get creative in some ways, I want you to be able to do that because the data shows that it will increase sales. So this is high level, but we can dig into it. Again, ask questions, let me know in the chat. We can dive in. I'm going to go through this quickly if I'm not seeing a lot of questions in the chat. Like I'll just kind of cover the top end, but if you see something that's interesting or you have a question, I'm happy to dive into it. I love this stuff. I'm a marketer, so this is just super fun for me. So let's talk about how you can personalize your Black Friday promotions. Again, I chunked it up in traditional ways people are promoting their products to, you know, traditional channels. So we're going to get started. With influencer campaigns, is anyone working with influencers or content creators like podcasters or TikTokers, anything like that? If you are, this is going to be very helpful for you because influencing is like, it's one of the biggest channels these days. It's huge. People love influencers. You know, that industry has just grown by leaps and bounds. So this is kind of one way that you can really make the experience that much better, as opposed to just kind of giving a code and hoping for the best. You can track your influencers better with this. You can give these customized experiences. So if I was an e-commerce manager right now and I worked with an influencer, someone give me an example of an influencer that you follow, if you have one. But if I was working with an influencer, then I would want to go Tim Ferriss. Perfect. Love Tim Ferriss. If I was working with Tim Ferriss and I was promoting, you know, my time tracking clock, because Tim Ferriss is all about time hacking and things like that, what I would do is I would send Tim my product, ask him to share it with his followers. I'd give him a code. I also give him a unique link to a page. And on that page, I would use Tim Ferriss content. I would use his images, his videos, if there are videos of him talking about my product, if there's quotes that he has, I would put that all on the product page or the sales page. I would make that code, like code Tim 20% off, would make it really big so that no one forgot it. Maybe I'd ask him to, like, you know, pick a few other products that he likes, and I would do some product boxes, some like Tim's picks, right underneath that main product that could increase upsells. I would make it very seamless. So that's what this does. It makes it a seamless transition from the ad, which is the influencer, into the purchase process. So if you give this influencer a code, or you give them a link, a unique link to them with UTM codes, which we'll talk about next, then their followers are going to end up on this page that already has that person that they trust and they know. So it makes it a very easy transition into sales. And it makes it so they don't forget the code or whatever. Also, influencers really like this because it just makes them feel like you're going like an extra mile when really you're just kind of duplicating pages and switching out here and there. So let's talk about how to do this in Shogun. So let me show you what this looks like. So you could do this by doing UTM links. If you don't know what a UTM link, it is basically a way to track where your traffic is coming from. You can create them using, like, I think it's utmbuilder.com. We use a Google Sheet for them, but there's different things. There's medium, source, campaign, and all of those can be unique so that you can see where someone's coming from. So if I just want to send people to a traditional product page or to a sales page, and I'm handing out this link to all these different influencers, I can't really tell, well, who's driving the most traffic unless I use UTMs. And if I'm going to use UTMs, then I'm going to personalize the experience based on this. So what you would do is you would go into Shogun, you would turn on your personalization, and you would create an audience from referrer with the UTM. So you could do the campaign. So like if we're using Tim Ferriss, the campaign would be Tim Ferriss. Anyone who uses that link, Shogun will automatically trigger the Tim Ferriss the Tim Ferriss personalization that we created that has all of his images, his code, et cetera, et cetera. That's only showing up for people coming from that link that you gave to Tim. So this is how you work with multiple influencers. And the nice thing about this is that I didn't show this in the app, but we you can pull all your analytics for your different variants. So for your different personalizations, you'll be able to see if you work with 5 different influencers, you can see, well, this person drove the most traffic to their variant, but this person drove the most sales. So it's just a better way to understand like how your influencers are really working with you. So yeah, this is what it would look like on the back end. And then you can see on the front end, they would, the original variant just says skincare, but then the personalized variant says save 20% with code MORE20 at checkout. Any questions on that? Any questions on UTMs, influencers? If I was doing this, I would start working with my influencers now. I would really promote, I would do a lot of ads. I would promote that content pretty heavily starting earlier. I would probably even get my emails involved. I would say hey, Tim Ferriss's picks, or, Tim Ferriss loves this. Using the names in the subject line of emails can be really, really popular. But with influencers, the best is start early. Start early with them because you tend to get a little overwhelmed. Right, let me check my time. Cool. Any questions on influencers or UTMs? Fantastic. Moving right on. So personalizing VIP and loyalty campaigns. If you have a VIP group, if you have, someone that they sign in and they're amassing points by shopping with you, you can give them a special VIP experience or sales, or give them, something special, right? We're going to roll out the red carpet for these people. And again, if I was an e-commerce manager and I had an awesome loyalty group, this is what I would do. I would either give them a little bit of an extra sale, or I would extend the sale. So you could start it earlier for them, start on Tuesday just for your loyalty group. You give them extra discounts, free, free gift wrapping, free shipping, thank you gift, things like that. You can create experiences so that people who are in this group, if you have one, that's only showing for them. And you can do that with Klaviyo CDP and Shogun. So Klaviyo CDP is a customer data platform. We integrate directly with them. It's a little different than just using Klaviyo email. I know a lot of people are using Klaviyo email tool, but they also have a customer data platform. And we were talking about knowing your data and really being clear on who's shopping with you, Klaviyo CDP is excellent at that. It really organizes your data, cleans it. You can do things very easily, like create segments of people who purchase one particular product, or create segments for your VIP customers or category shoppers, all types of things that Klaviyo CDP makes it easier to do. And then what happens is when you integrate it with Shogun, you can, as this is showing, you would pick Klaviyo as your source, and it automatically pulls in all the segments that you've created in Klaviyo. If you, you cannot do that with MailChimp, but I'm going to tell you a good way that you can do that. We're going to get to email in a couple of minutes, and I'll kind of explain how you could work around this. Essentially, is there support for BigCommerce with segments? So if you use Klaviyo CDP, and I believe Klaviyo CDP works with BigCommerce. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lindsay, but I believe actually, or is that the roadmap? I know native segments are new to BC. You know what? That's a really good question. I'm going to bring that to our product team, Lindsay, and I will email you directly afterwards. That is a very good question. We have a great relationship with BigCommerce. If it's not on the roadmap, I'm going to push for it to be higher up. Carla, yes. So for this particular one, Klaviyo CDP is an app that you would have to purchase separately. We're going to talk about how you can work around this, but let me just walk through what happens. If you have a group in your Klaviyo CDP and you decide that you want to do a personalized experience, even if this group goes directly to the site without any certain referring links, the site will reflect to them. That's kind of the magic and power of Klaviyo CDP. There's a workaround by using some email links, but this is, if you're using CDP, I want to make sure you know about this. We have a customer who uses CDP, and they have a segment in Klaviyo CDP for past purchasers of a certain product, and they personalize the experience. for anyone who's purchased that specific product. And it's just gone bonkers because they're promoting complementary products to that one. So this is how you would do it if you wanted to do something with a VIP or loyalty group. The other workaround is doing it through email, which we'll get to in a couple of slides, but I just want you to know if you have Klaviyo CDP, you have this option. If you want to learn about Klaviyo CDP, I can connect you with our Klaviyo partner, and they're happy to do a demo with you. It's not required. It's not required to create customer segment in BigCommerce when having a customer list in Klaviyo. If you are using Klaviyo CDP, you don't have to create that segment in BigCommerce. It would only be through Klaviyo CDP. Let me know if I'm explaining that correctly, because there's a couple of steps you have to hoop through. But yeah, you have to do it through Klaviyo CDP. We are looking at other people we can integrate with, especially emails. So we're going to get to that in a few minutes, but that's how it works. Is you got to have the CDP and clean up your data through there, and then that will connect directly. But we are looking at other ways that we can do this without using Klaviyo CDP. So that's just one way. Again, VIP loyalty customers, if you have like a crazy awesome VIP loyalty group, think about creating their own little extended sale, extra discounts, things like that. You want to reward the people who shopped with you before. Okay. Flash sales. This is not a traditional Black Friday campaign. I put it in here because when I was an e-commerce marketing manager, I used to run flash sales on Black Friday weekend. We did like early bird discounts, and then the discount would decrease as the day went on. So like we really rewarded people who shopped early. It's a great way to do some urgency. It's a great way to get those sales in early, because a lot of people wait for the last minute, and you want that, and you want them buying. So if you want to do a flash sale, it's very, very easy to do with Shogun. Again, if you want to do like an early bird special on Thanksgiving night to people who might be like pre-shopping, this is a thing to do to turn on. You can add a countdown timer. We have an element for that. It's very easy to drag and drop in. Flash sales are you don't have to run them at Black Friday, Cyber Monday. You can run them throughout the year, and this is how you would do it. So think of this as like an early bird special, Black Friday kind of special. Yeah. So this is what you would do. As I mentioned before, we have a time of the day segment. So what this is if anyone shops before 9 a.m., this is what we're setting up in Shogun on the left side, is they will have their own variant show up, this unique experience that says get 50% off your purchase before 9 a.m. So what will happen is, as soon as it's 9:01 in a shopper's time, so if it's 9:01 on the East Coast, I'm not getting this deal. But if you're on the West Coast, you can still get this deal. That's how this time of the day works. So if you are somebody who, another way people use this is when they do like product drops, they do new products, they'll often like time it for a certain day. This is kind of how this would work. So if you want to do an early bird sale, if you want to do something where your morning, your afternoon, and your night, all of those promotions are different, or you're pushing, like it doesn't have to be just a discount. Maybe you're pushing different products during different times of the day. You can create unique experiences based on the time of day that someone is visiting your sale. The other way you could use this that just occurred to me is like if you have shipping times, like if someone like purchases after midnight, or between midnight and 4 a.m., maybe their shipping time is different than if they're purchasing after 4 a.m. So something to keep in mind past Black Friday as you get more into the holiday sales. Which time zone is considered while selecting time? Are you creating? Yeah, so first question, which time zone? It's the shopper's time of day. So if you see here in our little GIF, we select the shopper's time of day. You can also select your time of day. So this changes based on whoever's shopping. But if you want to set it in your specific time zone, you can do that by using your time zone. And I believe it's whatever time zone is set in your BigCommerce or Shopify. So you can do it both ways, essentially. You could set it for to be dynamic for like if someone's shopping in the UK at their time, it's different. Or if you just want it like East Coast time, like 9 a.m. East Coast, when everything shuts down, you could set it for your time of day. And then are you creating different pages for each variant, or is that within the variant content? Yeah, so that's a great question, Mackenzie. So you can create multiple personalized experiences. So if I wanted to do multiple personalized experiences, I can do that. So if I want to do one before 9 a.m., I would set this up, set it up to go live. Then I would create another personalization in the original variant. I would go back to the original page, create another personalization, and I would do the same thing over. I would just, update it for whatever time. So if I wanted to do one from like 9 to 12, I'd set up that personalization. I'd go back to the original variant, and then I'd set up another personalization for 12 to 3. Let me know if that's clear. Perfect. And yeah, let me know if I've answered those questions. But I think this is really cool. Flash sales can be kind of a pain, or like any certain time, just because like, what if it's 9:02 and you forgot to publish? This is a very easy way to work around it. Okay. Oh gosh, we got stuff to talk about, y'all. Next one. What are we talking about? Social media campaigns. So I lost myself in my script. Here we go. I wanted to throw this in there as an idea for people who work really hard at their social media community. If you are somebody who has built an awesome Instagram, TikTok, a Facebook group, a Discord server, a Reddit page, however you're choosing to connect with your audience, if you have a really great community, you can offer them something really special. You could do social only sales, essentially. It's kind of nice if you wanted to do this because you could just completely avoid like emails. Like if you really only want to do a promotion via TikTok, you can do that. You could just create an experience for people visiting from TikTok. So that's what we're going to talk about. If you don't want to send emails, if you're like, I'm just going to go all in on my socials, this is how you would do it. The other nice thing about this is most people on social media are on their phones. And again, check your data, be sure that you know if they're visiting on mobile, so you could make these experiences really mobile friendly. So let's talk about how you would do this. Again, we're going to go back to the audience. So it's how this audience is referral. So it's how people are visiting your site, where they're coming from. We went with UTM campaigns in this example, but you could also do it by visiting directly from. So here's like the example here. If I have an awesome Facebook strategy, if my Facebook page is great, if I have a great Facebook group, and I wanted to do like if you see me on Facebook, I want you to get this personalized sale. I would do refer came directly from, I think is the option. And I could just put in Facebook. So yeah, came directly from domain. Any traffic coming from that specific domain, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, whatever, could get this unique experience. And depending on like where it's coming from, you could make it very cool. You could make it look, you can include your Facebook comments in there or your Instagram posts in there. You can give them just like a special offer just for them, reference something that you talked about in that community. Again, if you have a great social community and you just want to bypass email and only focus on one avenue. I know many people in here are like solo marketers. So if you just want to focus on Instagram, then just set up a personalization where they're getting a super special sale or free shipping or, a special product, something like that. Like reward your community. That's what this is all about. It's all about rewarding your community. Because they're going to thank you for it and they're going to feel special and they're going to want to keep buying from you if they're like, oh, I got something cool and special just for being an Instagram follower. So that's social. If you want more ideas, I'm happy to talk about it. I love social media. I think it's super fun. But yeah, if you use it like very heavily, maybe experiment with like offering something special to your social community. Okay, email campaigns. So when everyone was asking about like MailChimp and about creating segments with Klaviyo CDP, here is kind of a workaround. And it all is with UTM campaigns. Email is a heavy hitter for Black Friday. We all know it. Everyone's email. I don't even send emails from like mid-November till December as like a SaaS person without a sale to promote, because I know there's just no point. Because everyone's sending emails. So if I was an e-commerce marketer, what I would tell you, or what I would do, is make sure that my lists are very organized. They're very clean. I want lists for repeat buyers. I want lists for openers, people who open my emails a lot. I want a list for people who've added to cart and have not purchased. Oh, which reminds me, let me know who your email tools are. If you let us know who your email tools are, like I said, we're always looking for partners. So it always helps us to know like who our customers are working with, because that's easy for us to go to them and say, hey, we have a whole bunch of people using you. So drop in the chat who you use for email. And you might let us know if you like them, obviously. We can all share some referrals, back of a better word. Okay. So back to this. If you wanted to do promotions through email, you can segment your list very well, or you can get really creative with the content in your email. So this first one that I shared as an example, a lot of bigger brands do this. I think DSW does this like every year, where they offer mystery discounts. So like in the email, it'll say like, choose your discount, and it'll have, 3 pictures that you can choose. And one will be like a 15% off, and one will be a 50% off. One will be, a 20% off. And I think there are tools that can help you do this as well. But what you would do is you would create a UTM for these email links. So if you wanted to gamify it a little bit, every image can have a different link. And when they click that link, it will take them to the experience that is whatever that mystery offer was. And again, if your data, clean up your data now, go into your emails after this, or when you have free time, and clean up your emails, because this is where you can get things like, if you have a category, if you know lots of people, like if you have a list of people who bought shoes from you, or have bought, a certain player's jersey from you, then you can create experiences based on that. It's all about the UTM. So we've already talked about UTMs with personalization or with influencers, but this is how you would do it for an email. Is by segmenting your list. So that's what you would do. That's what I would do. Don't just send mass emails. Really look at your list. Understand, the capabilities of, we know this many people have shopped with us. We know this many people have bought X product from us, and they are in a list. Then I could send them to a personalized experience that promotes complimentary items and things like that. Do you have any questions on email? Do you want any like other examples or ideas for what you could do with emails, or ways you can segment your email list? Let me know while I have a drink of water, because my throat is getting a little tired. And yeah, let me know what your email tool is. Openers versus buyers is an interesting start. Yeah, one idea I had, Lindsay, is like, if I was doing this email marketing and it got to like Cyber Monday, and I had a bunch of openers who didn't buy, I would send them like an extended sale for like Tuesday. Be like, hey, this is your last chance. It's only going to you. We saw you were interested, but you didn't buy. Here's an extra 10% off. You can kind of like, because it's people who showed interest by opening or clicking. That's another thing to look at too. If you clicked, like if they clicked and didn't buy, then create an experience for them that's like, here's an extra 10% off, or welcome back. Things are still here. So yeah, look at the engagement of who's engaging with your emails. And once you dig in, I think you'll be able to like see a couple of patterns, and you'll be able to understand like, well, who's best to offer things to, or who's most likely, or who needs a little nudge, who needs some free shipping, things like that. All right. We are so over time. I'm so sorry. I'm going to go through these last two kind of quickly. Personalizing in-store campaigns. Most people on this call are e-commerce. If you have a brick and mortar store, let me know. I'm going to go through this one a little faster. It's really the idea if you want to get someone into your in-person store. So as I said earlier, we can target based on geography. So we can target people in your city. So if you have a store and you want people to come into your store on Black Friday, let them know on your email or on your website, and only let the people who are in your city know. You could offer better deals in person, free gift wrapping. Maybe you're not in, like, you don't have a brick and mortar store, but you have a warehouse somewhere and you want to offer free shipping to people like in the same state as your warehouse, but you don't want to offer it to everybody. You could use this personalization. So that's another way we're seeing a lot of people use this is like, I think there are some Canadians in here, but a lot of people will do free shipping in Canada. But if you're shopping in the US, they will have an experience that doesn't promote free shipping. So that's one like easy way to kind of keep the shipping cost down, but also increase some sales for people who you want to ship to. So here's how you would do it in Shogun and what it would look like. You would go in, create your personalization, and then you would choose location. For location, you have the option of country, region, and city. For this, you're going to choose city. If you were to choose region, you could choose like state, you know. You could do multiple cities if you wanted to. You don't have to do one. You could add on a couple of different cities if you want to. But yeah, we're seeing a lot of people do this internationally. So a lot of people will do a personalization for people in one country versus another with different shipping options, different shipping prices. It just makes it easier and a little smoother that they don't have to kind of sort through like, oh, people in the UK get free shipping, but I don't. Like, you can limit that. And also, like, if you want to promote something in store, you could do it without a personalization, but then you're kind of costing yourself some valuable space on your site. You don't want to say shop in store in Chicago if someone's visiting you from Florida. Like, that's wasted space that you could have sent them to somewhere else on the site. So that's in store. Again, I think most of you are all online, so think about that for shipping purposes. A lot of people, it's a smart way to offer free shipping for just certain geographies. Okay, personalizing gift guides. This is a little bit about content. If you wanted to create cool content for Black Friday, I know gift guides are really big. Some people like to do blogs. They have really big blogs that they do. What this is, it's about extending that experience. A gift guide traditionally it's kind of usually broken up by persona. So it's a lot of like gifts for mom, gifts for dad, gifts for your wife, gifts for yourself, things like that. If I was going to go all in on gift guides, I would create a subdomain that could, so it's, giftguide.morastore.com. And I would make that gift guide like very pretty, I'd get really detailed with the design, things like that. I would offer some products on there. And then what you could do is you can set up a personalization so that people clicking through that subdomain, that specific gift guide, it continues the experience. So if I had we'll show you an example right now. If I do a gift guide for dad, and someone clicks through that gift guide, they're like, I'm shopping for my dad. They click to the gift guide, they look at it, they click from that gift guide to someplace else on the site, maybe a product page. I'm going to keep the messaging consistent. So I'm going to be like, hey, treat dad to an extra gift, or something dad would love, or, stocking stuff for his dad. This is a little extra. It's just a way, again, to figure out what people are shopping for and then keep that experience going. So it's not so jarring for them when they're like, oh, wait, I thought I was looking at, stuff for dad, and now they're promoting stuff for me. And it doesn't have to be gift guides. Again, this is more of a content angle. Think of the different content you can do. It does have to be a subdomain or another, if you want to use the URL, like it has to be a subdomain or like traffic from somewhere else. But if you're using a cool piece of content, you can continue the experience from there. I just think gift cards are really fun to do during Black Friday, and I think they can be very powerful. So if I wanted to know, hey, someone's shopping for their husband versus their dad, then I'm going to offer them different products. And this is one way to do it. Okay. Whew. I made it. I'm 5 minutes over time, but I made it. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And I want to know from you, I already have a question here. 1 second. So Kevin asked the question, but also ask your questions in the chat. I want to know. Kevin asked, does it use the location of where the person is at the time of going to the landing page, or does it from the client profile if they're a returning client? That is a great question. My understanding is that it uses the location of where the person is at the time of going to the landing page. Now, you can do, this is where we're going to get a little complicated here. You can do it both ways. So if I wanted to do a personalized experience for people in a certain location and also who are in my VIP community, you can do that. You just need to layer it correctly. So Shogun will go with the first one. So you can choose different variants, like you can create your variant and you can choose different targeting. And if it comes up in 2 options, Shogun's going to choose the first one. So if I had a special VIP community, if they're a returning client, right? Yeah, if I did like the returning client, if the returning client is top, then it's going to go with the time from the returning client, like from their profile. It's going to go from their profile. If I have the location on top when I create this, then it's going to pull from the location. So you can mix and match these. Like you could have, you could say, I want this experience for people in this geographic location, or in my coming from this UTM, and Shogun will just, if you hit both, it's just going to pull whatever comes up top, whatever you put first. Let me know if that made sense, Kevin. And if you need more detailed answer, I will bring this to my product team and I will have someone email directly. So far, that's my only question. I rarely do these alone, so I'm really talking straight for 50 minutes, but I was today. Let me know what other questions you have about personalization, about Black Friday. Jackson, okay. How does Shogun's personalization work with the new import of Shopify pages? Yes, okay. This is great. If you are a Shopify customer, we recently rolled out the ability for you to be able to import your Shopify 2.0 pages into Shogun. When you do that, we do allow for you to run A/B tests or do personalizations on those pages, even if they weren't built in Shogun. They will show up in your options. Jackson, I will send you a video. I don't know if you have a video for the personalization, but we can make one for you. But I will show you how you can import your pages and then turn on a personalization. So if you use Shopify 2.0 and you built pages in there, you can do personalizations on those pages once you import them. Same thing with A/B testing. You can import a page from Shopify 2.0 and then run a personalization or an A/B test. Oh, Mackenzie, that is a very good question. If you have custom dev to our product pages in Shopify and they don't easily transfer to Shogun, is there a decent workaround? Not that I have off the top of my head, Mackenzie, but I will talk to my support team and my product team and I will ask them, and we might have someone look at your account to see if we can come up with a good workaround for you, because I know a lot of people do have custom dev and custom code. So without knowing what's going on in your site, I won't be able to answer that, but I'm going to go back to the team and I'll email you directly, or someone on our support team will email directly, and we can hash that out, because I know lots of people have a custom code, so we want to make sure it just always depends on the code. Okay. Let's see. 5 minutes left. Any last questions? What I'm going to email you. So after this call, this recording has to process, so give me an hour or so. I will email you the recording. I will email you the direct links to the videos that I showed. When you get those direct links, that will take you to our YouTube page and you can explore the different videos we have. We also have some use case libraries that give other examples of how you can use personalization. So I'll include those as well. But I really wanted this to open your eyes to all the things that you can do. So it takes a little creativity and it takes a little time, but we're going into the biggest sale of the year. So I hope that you're taking that time to work and to figure out what you want to do. It can be very fun, very creative. Yeah, and if you have questions from me directly, please send them over. More at Shogun.com. I love talking to all of you. Again, emails, webinar, that's where I play, but I can also connect you to the rest of the team. So, and I'm a marketing nerd, so I want to talk about promotions all the time. One more cue. Do you have any recommended examples of email segments to leverage for personalized emails during Black Friday? Okay, that's a great question. Mackenzie, off the top of my head, what we were talking about, right? People who've opened, people who've clicked versus if they've bought. I would look at, if you have a shopper profile, you can probably see people if they haven't bought in a while, maybe like a welcome back kind of thing. People who bought recently, like if you've had someone who's bought in the last month or so, you might want to think about like doing a different offer for them. If they've already bought something, then like what's going to get them back in? Is it complimentary products? Is it, I don't know, a free gift, something like that? Like think about that as well. What I'm going to do just for the people who showed up here, just for the 30 something people who came, I will come up with this and I'll send you guys like a direct email with kind of my list as an email marketer, with some ideas of what you could do for personalizing Black Friday. So I'll send that out to you. Probably won't be today. It'll probably be tomorrow, but I think the UTMs, again, as an email marketer, the UTMs are super cool. So I will send that if you're watching the replay. I'm sorry, but maybe if you email me, I'll send it to you. Okay, cool. We are at 3 minutes to 2 o'clock East Coast time. I need some water. If you guys have any questions, shoot me an email. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot thank you enough for coming to hang out with me. Your time is super valuable. I really appreciate it. If you have questions, you can send them to me, more at Shogun. You can also send them to support, and keep an eye out for that replay email that will come this afternoon. And have a good Black Friday season. Bye.